Really?
And we are live.
All
Live.
right. Let's do this. Welcome back to the podcast.
What are we doing?
Looks like we have 120 scary ghost videos, images, and stories to fuel your nightmares.
Yeah, I don't know about all that, but yeah, it's going to be
I'm
a lot of videos.
reading what they're saying.
Did you see the one I sent you?
Yes.
Not with the timestamp, but the
Oh.
first one.
Oh, no. I missed that one.
Well, it's videos that will prove that demons are real.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Well, we need to obviously use that. Oh, right. Yeah, demons. Got it.
Well, what about the one that you guys were talking about and been watching? I have not watched yet.
Which one's
The
that?
kid? The kid? Or is that just going to be too gross?
Oh no, we're not watching that. No, come on now.
All right.
Now it looks weird that you just said that.
Show it at the end.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to.
End with it.
I believe that would probably burn some bridges potentially.
Yeah, you can't. No, yeah, you can't out somebody for third knuckling. It ain't gonna work.
Okay, that's fine. I really don't want to watch it anyway. Okay.
All right.
Dead Man's Wheelchair.
Good Lord.
Staff from a
5
hospital
hours?
in Udon Thani, Thailand, got the shock of their life when they viewed CCTV footage that appeared to show the wheelchair of a former patient moving around the outside of the hospital by itself. The video was captured on May 23, 2020. After viewing it, staff are convinced the wheelchair is being used by the ghost of its former owner, who just recently passed away at the hospital. Take a look.
If it gets over that hump, I'm gonna be surprised.
Is it motorized?
I don't see a motor.
I guess it's 450. Oh no, that's seconds.
The director of the hospital confirmed that it is a manual wheelchair, and there was no way anyone could be controlling its movements remotely. He also said that the wheelchair had been donated to the hospital by the deceased man's family after he passed away. In Thailand, the belief in ghosts is relatively common, as the nation has a rich spiritual culture built on many myths, legends, and tales of the spirits of those that have died. With that in mind, the hospital is planning to hold a Buddhist holy event to say prayers and pass respect to the spirit of the former owner of the wheelchair, in the hope that it may help to put his restless spirit to rest. So was this the former owner of the wheelchair having a last ride around the hospital grounds? Or something else? What do you think?
Interesting. Well, they answered my question about the manual and motorized.
Just because a person said something doesn't mean it's true.
Well, I mean, you look at it, you're right. You said it.
Yeah, it's too hard to say with these things because there's too many factors involved. I mean, I hate using the string theory. I really hate using that as kind of an excuse, but I mean, it's always in play, especially when you're not there to see everything for yourself.
True.
You got to assume that they're playing legit, which I don't assume.
I never assume.
Yeah, there's a saying for that.
Quincy Hotel Demon. The Eagle's Nest Hotel is a budget-style hotel located in Quincy, Illinois. It doesn't appear to have any history to indicate it might be haunted, and the building is not particularly old. However, despite this, employees have reported strange goings-on at the hotel, claiming that they have spotted shadows out of the corner of their eyes and heard unexplained disturbing giggling sounds in the corridors. And apparently, the maintenance man is targeted the most, with weird things happening to him all the time. So it was no surprise to them when a mysterious shadow was caught darting out of an elevator on the hotel's CCTV. Take a look.
I'm just glad I'm not the only person in the world that says goings on.
The footage was originally posted on Facebook on the 15th of May 2020 by the general manager of the hotel, although it didn't get that much attention until a few YouTube channels picked it up. Those that have viewed the footage believe it to be genuine, and many believe the apparition is that of a child. Some have suggested it's a demon or an imp. There could be a plausible explanation, although at the moment we can't find one. Let us know your thoughts in the comments.
A resolution kid darting in and out of a elevator? Playing on an elevator?
Possibly.
It's hard
Digital
to say.
glitches are too hard to prove either way.
A little person who got drunk and got off on the wrong floor?
Wee man?
It could have been Wee Man. He's possibly naked.
Yeah,
What time was that supposed to be when that we recorded that? Did they say? I didn't hear them.
no.
What's the significance of the time?
Well, if it was at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, whatever,
Nothing.
means there was probably no kids,
Could
or
rule
it
out-
could
possibly
be, or
rule
it
out
could be
kids.
somebody, could be kids
Could be totally Wee man.
messing around.
I'm gonna go with Wee Man.
All right, Wee Man works.
Wee man's more
Oh.
possible than a ghost.
The Trampoline Ghost. In 2019, a video was posted on Reddit that caused a bit of a stir. The person who uploaded it titled it, "This video was filmed by a friend of my friend's brother a few years back." In the left corner of the video, you can see a figure dressed in white with black hair crawling out from under the trampoline. To this day, we have no idea who the person was. Take a look and focus on the top left corner of the trampoline. The 5-second Snapchat clip is believed to have been filmed in Norway in 2017 and appears to show someone jumping from a building or a ladder onto the trampoline. The question is, who was crawling underneath as he landed? The clip certainly divided opinion on Reddit, with some convinced it was fake and others completely freaked out by it. Some also pointed out the resemblance to Samara from The Ring. To us, there seems to be one of three explanations. It's either a human that they didn't notice under the trampoline at the time, a really good edit, or one of the clearest full-bodied apparitions of all time.
I would hardly
Let us
call
know
a
your
junkie a
thoughts.
human.
Well, that's what I was
Haunted
wondering, if somebody was hiding out underneath there.
Wouldn't you see that though? I would see that if I was jumping.
Well, he's
Not
not if he's jumping from
necessarily.
the top of the building, or not the top of
He's
the building.
jumping
but
from the top rope.
He's jumping from the top,
Let's
You'd see
wherever
that.
he
You
was
see
at.
when you jump off of something, you see everything under you.
She was under the trampoline, I think.
I see her
Whoever
through the
it was.
trampoline.
I don't know. I agree with him. It's one of those three things that he just mentioned.
Well, I'd love to find that video.
Oh, the owner of the video. I don't know if the owner of the video said anything or not. But the guy who jumped, I assume that they were the ones that posted it.
Oh, I probably shouldn't.
Like in Ghosts.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably a junkie.
Wee
More
Man.
likely.
Wee Man again.
No, I was definitely not Wee Man.
Mm-mm. So we agree that we don't know. One of three things.
I'm gonna go. I'm
And
going with junkie.
but not Wee Man.
I'm going with junkie because she was crawling out before he even jumped. She's probably down there being a junkie, and then she was like, "Oh crap, there's people. Let me crawl out of here." I was trying to find it on YouTube, but they don't have it, obviously. But there's a video of a junkie underneath a dumpster, and they're trying to get her to leave, and it was very similar. That's what they do, man.
Very
Yeah, I'm
possible.
not really on that one very much. I don't know.
Indiana house. In 2020, Sylvia McLean, the co-owner of a rundown 1930s
That house looks
four-bedroom
like an
home
old
in
guy
Youngsville,
with a white
Louisiana,
mustache that's
posted on
been
Facebook
eating
that
food,
she
and
was
his
giving the
mustache is
house away
stained
for
now.
free after she had struggled to sell it. But the post was soon inundated, not with potential offers, but with comments from locals and former residents who shared their paranormal tales of the property. Some even compared it to the Amityville horror house. The last tenant to live in the property was a woman named Gypsy Dawn, who said that the house is quite
That's
unsettling,
racist.
especially if you don't enjoy communicating with the spirit world. Another former resident, Dawn DeClout, also replied to the post, claiming that the ghost that haunts the house is her great-grandmother, Adele. She said her family owned the plot the house was built on for more than 100 years, and it's thought the ghost of Adele still haunts the building. Although she was quick to point out Adele was not menacing at all. Apparently, she was only about 4 foot 9 inches and weighed about 100 pounds. Adele lived to be almost 90, and she made her presence felt in the house by digging in the pots when stuff was cooking on the stove. And it wasn't unusual to hear her all the time jangling the pots and lifting up the lids when stuff was cooking. Others commented that the house was renowned for its Gatsby-style parties in the 1940s and 50s. After hearing about the hauntings, paranormal investigators Cindy Parr and Greg Matlock from New Orleans visited the house to see if they could find out what was going on. And it's fair to say they got more than they bargained for.
All right, now we're
Take a
seeing
look at
some
what happened when they spent a
paranormal
couple of nights in the
investigator
house.
footage.
Is anybody in here? Can you just give us a sign of your presence if you are, please? Oh, no way, no way, no way. Smelly, you can stop moving the door, please. I'm sorry. Please forgive me for that. Forgive me for that. Something's definitely in there. What the?
Apparently that door was the door to Adele's bedroom. The pair also claimed the paranormal activity in the house drained the new batteries in their equipment and shut out a light. And in one of the other bedrooms, they were confronted by an evil spirit that stood beside a closet. Greg described it as a black mass that definitely wasn't a shadow. He didn't think it was Adele either, as it was too big, standing about 6 feet. They also claimed they could hear scratches on the walls, growls, and a strange urine-like smell coming from upstairs. Eventually, after 2 nights, the pair had seen enough and fled the house.
How much of
They
this
claimed
did
the
you
feeling they
record?
got from the house drained them, and they were exhausted when they left, saying the house was definitely the worst building they'd ever been in. It later transpired that the offer of a free house wasn't quite what it seemed either, as anyone interested could take ownership of the house free of charge, but they would have to relocate the house at their own cost, something that would cost in the region of $80,000 to take apart and move, and a further $40,000 to reassemble. However,
hear an iPhone
eventually
ringing?
it did get an offer from a man in the construction business, who was going to move it himself and put it on his family's land for his daughter.
Maybe try muting
He
your
was
phone before
unconcerned
you
about the
do a
history of the
voiceover.
building and doesn't believe in ghosts. So let's hope they don't decide to relocate with him.
Doors opening and closing. I hate it whenever they don't go and show you the inside of the room. That's kind
Also,
of put your mind at ease.
what he just said was, oh, there was a black mass standing in a blah blah blah. Oh, and then this happened, and then that happened. I would say getting a picture or a video of a black mass in a room is way more compelling than a door opening. Why wouldn't that be on the list? Oh, I know, because he didn't record that because it didn't happen. Nah, I mean,
Nah, I mean,
Well, draining batteries is something that you
Yeah.
guys have experienced.
yeah, I got
What?
battery drainage right now.
oh no,
What's out there?
is it Mr. John?
Oh yeah.
Maybe Ethel came home with you
Mm-hmm.
for the 10 minutes we were there.
All right, let's get to the number 16. 116.
This next one seems a little too good to be true, but nonetheless, it's still terrifying. The chilling footage appears to have been captured on a security camera and was posted on Facebook. It shows someone or something peering through a window as a man sleeps. The curtains can be seen moving, and it appears to be a stormy night. Then something falls from a shelf, which wakes the man up. Take a look.
Watch, he flaps his blanket like he farted.
Did he?
Well, when they were showing while the guy was talking. Maybe not. Wait, right here. He's like, oh, that was rotten. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Crap. There we go.
The llama.
Do you perhaps live in a bad area? Well, I mean, homeboy's sleeping on the. Is that a bed or just a mattress on the floor?
Probably just a mattress on the floor.
It looks like a cot type thing. All right, see, look at the other.
Yeah, the reflection and whatever that is.
Yeah, yeah.
What?
There's a window, I think.
Oh, something
Yeah.
just fell off. And the blanket just came off. Right. What?
Oh my lord!
I think this reaction is very fake.
We're unsure where it was filmed, and although it's more than likely fake, we still found it pretty creepy. What's your thoughts on it?
It was stupid and a huge waste of my time.
It was very fake. The fact that that guy was standing in the window with a white mask on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude.
until he was there to scare the crap out of somebody. As a joke.
Yeah.
That bums me out.
Yeah, no,
You should
the
It's pretty
credibility of
good,
that stuff
too.
is rigged.
pull up the video, the 1415 timestamp.
All right.
I want to get your opinion on it. That's why you're supposed to watch it 2 days ago when I sent it.
Never watch them in advance. Always got to be surprised.
Well, I was just getting this wasn't intended for this. It was just to get your opinion. I remember being shockingly compelling the first time I heard it, and then it not so much. Mainly because the first time I listened to it, it was with headphones, and the second time was phone speaker. So now we all have headphones on. Let's take a listen.
This room was kind of creepy too.
Cry.
Cry? Didn't she say, oh, now that figure is up top now?
Yeah, SLS is garbage.
Are you following us?
Each working?
Gone.
Alright.
Here? I know you heard that. Here? I know you heard that.
What I was thinking when I was debunking it by myself, and I was like, well, he was handling the camera, and maybe it was just a weird sound. And I was like, wait, you can't hear those sounds. Those are handling noises. You can't hear handling noises while you're actually holding the equipment.
True.
I can't even hear the here.
I can't hear the here either.
Oh,
But did he hear the here?
All right, let me turn.
I heard it the first time I watched it. I was like, whoa.
Did you?
My elite headphones up.
Yeah,
I'm an
elite
old lady. I can't hear anything.
gamer.
All right, let's try this again.
Are you following us?
It's working.
Gone. Here? I know you heard that. Here?
Can you hear it?
I hear something, but it could be.
I hear it sounds almost like a wind, like a.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm hearing.
Well, that's what disembodied voices are supposed to be.
And him saying here doesn't necessarily mean that that's exactly what.
I mean, I hear something. I just don't.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like here.
Yeah, I'm not.
Because
hearing
I'm
the
pretty
here.
sure the first time when I was doing dishes and I had my phone in my pocket and I heard the here, and then he yelled here
Without headphones in.
with headphones.
Okay. I couldn't hear it with headphones in, and I'd turn these way up.
You got garbage headphones.
No, man, these are elite headphones. Look at
No,
them.
no.
They even got lights in them.
True.
Special.
Yeah, I didn't hear it at all.
I heard a wind sound. But that doesn't mean.
You've done some editing, haven't you?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're looking for
Yep.
noises.
Maybe I'm
The
going
no-
deaf.
Noises are they are that faint.
Maybe I'm going deaf, but I didn't hear any. I didn't hear it. I mean, I heard like it sounds like something, but it doesn't sound like a word.
Okay. I just wanted to know your opinion on it. And your opinion was it sounds like something, but not a word.
I don't hear a word out of that.
Okay.
Is there anything else in this video? It's pretty good.
There's a couple lulls here and there, but
Uh-huh.
I
Is
don't
this
remember.
our same guy who had the stove door open and
Yes.
open? Okay.
Amongst other things.
I don't know. You might want to skip
The
around this
Death
video.
Tunnel.
I don't trust these guys.
Beneath Waverley,
Or what?
there is a 500 feet concrete tunnel that connects the basement of the hospital to the foot of the hill. On one side, the tunnel has stairs, and on the other, there was a motorised winch system that could be used to transport any supplies that were needed at the sanatorium. During the height of the epidemic, it's thought that one patient was dying every hour at Waverley Hills, so the staff were having to dispose of several bodies every day. They couldn't get the bodies out of there fast enough, and they were having to pile them up in the cold food storage room. It was soul-destroying for the patients to see so many dead bodies leaving the sanatorium, and it caused them to give up hope. It was decided that the most efficient way to get rid of the dead was to take them from the morgue, place them on carts, and send them down the tunnel by the winch system at night. Once at the bottom of the hill, the bodies were placed into a hearse and taken away, without any of the patients being aware of anything. For obvious reasons, the tunnel became known as the Body Chute, and many ghost hunters have reported seeing figures walking the tunnel and of hearing footsteps when no one else is there. I honestly can't imagine a more eerie atmosphere.
At Waverly Hills?
Room 5.
Yeah, that would be fun to go check out.
Oh, dude, skateboard. Jump on a skateboard and ride down that just to see what's up.
I can't skateboard.
And immediately die.
I can't skateboard.
Well, neither can I.
Well, yeah, that would be fun. That would be fun to do, because I mean, like pitch black and already spooky.
Yeah.
502. On the 5th floor, as well as 2 nurses' stations, a linen room, a medicine room, and a pantry,
Are we
there
still
is a
talking
room
about
that was
Waverly?
notorious. In 1928, Mary was the head nurse at Waverly. She
Yeah.
became pregnant by one of the doctors,
No,
but he
yeah.
was already married
I
and
remember
wanted
this
nothing to
picture.
do
I've
with
seen this
Mary
picture
or his
before.
baby. Mary was dragged to the operating theatre, held down, and forced to have an abortion by the doctor and 3 other men. But something went wrong, and the men panicked. They dragged Mary, her clothes covered in blood, and hanged her outside room 502.
Oh, yay.
It was the doctor and father of the baby that kicked out the chair from beneath her. The aborted baby was supposedly taken away and thrown down the body chute in the basement. It was then hidden in the coffin of one of the TB patients, who was subsequently sent home for burial. People who have entered this room often complained of nausea and stomach pains. Shapes were often seen near the window from outside, and lights have been seen to flicker on and off. Mary's ghost has also been seen near room 502, perhaps searching for a lost baby.
Easy
Timmy.
fix.
That would be
It
cool.
was
to
not only
check that out.
It's pretty expensive and has a very long waiting list.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, maybe one day it will happen.
Keep out. I like this one already.
Probably should
adults
get
that
the
caught
4K cameras
tuberculosis.
before we do that.
Many children also became victims of the disease too. A children's pavilion of 50 beds was built at Waverley to house them. The pavilion was not only for the sick children, but also for any children of patients who had no one else to look after them. The children's wing was on the 5th floor, and quite worryingly, it was right next to the mental ward, where
The Ed
patients with
Gein?
TB of the brain were kept. There was a play area on the roof of the building, with a set of swings where the children could play. Timmy was a healthy 10-year-old boy, and one of those unlucky children whose parents had both been admitted to Waverley with tuberculosis. Having no one else to care for him, there was no choice but for him to stay with his parents. Timmy loved to play ball with the nurses, and he would spend hours chasing his ball along the hospital corridors, while running after his ball on the roof.
Starting good. And the awkward silence is awesome.
Well, interesting.
Yeah. Internet. All the storms have made it rough over here.
Yes, it has.
Oh, yeah, it's just the storms.
Yeah, it's the storms.
Just a storm.
Yeah, it had to be just the storms.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, so little Timmy would cause a ball to roll on its own.
What
He
do
would
it,
make
why
the
is
ball.
it that little Timmies always do that?
There's little Timmy.
Little orphan Annies, too.
Why couldn't it just be like John? It always gotta be like little Timmy. Little
Timothy McDougan, a little boy, you know? It's little Timmy.
Little Timmy.
Because it sounds like a made-up story.
Yeah, it's the internet. It's on
No.
the internet. It's totally true.
Yeah, everything on the internet's real, though.
I don't know. Has it been confirmed? Excuse me.
I don't know.
Sorry. Pass that on.
Yeah, you started it.
Procedures
did.
were performed on the patients at Waverley Hills. There was no anaesthetic available then, so these horrific procedures were carried out whilst the patients were awake. Doctors would remove some of the patient's ribs to open up the chest area and collapse the lung. Sometimes up to 8 ribs would need to be removed, as it was regarded too dangerous to remove no more than 3 ribs at a time. It could take several surgeries before the procedure was finally finished. Sometimes air or nitrogen was injected into the chest area, or a balloon was expanded inside the chest cavity until the lung collapsed. The gas had to be topped up every few weeks to keep the lung from inflating again. As a final last resort, a lobectomy operation would be performed. Parts of the infected lung would be cut away, and sometimes the whole lung would be removed. As you can imagine, only 5% of patients survived this procedure. Sometimes the TB bacteria would travel to the brain and affect the nervous system. This could cause patients to become mentally ill, and they would be taken to the electroshock therapy room for treatment. Electric current would be used to induce seizures and help to ease the patient's symptoms. With the onset of antibiotics, it was no longer necessary for Waverley to remain open, and in 1961 it closed its doors as a TB treatment facility. After a quarantine period, Waverley Hills was reopened in 1962 as Woodhaven Medical Services, and was essentially a nursing home for the elderly, as well as the mentally ill. Bizarrely, many treatments, like electric shock therapy and lobotomies, were performed on the aging patients for unknown reasons. These patients were stripped, locked in their rooms, and often chained up for hours at a time. The facility was infested with cockroaches and other bugs, and the patients were left to lie in their own urine and feces. Woodhaven was closed in 1981 after investigations of abuse and neglect.
So what you're trying to tell me,
That wasn't paranormal. That was just abuse.
what you're trying to tell me is if we ever investigate this place, there's a chance we might run into a naked, angry, half-lung ghost that's angry.
Okay. And mentally ill.
It smells like urine and feces.
That.
Well, if you smell that, that's quite the apparition.
The creeper. It's that unshakable feeling that someone is watching you.
Looks like a
You can
building.
see them out of the corner of your eye, but when you quickly turn to see them, they are gone. Many shadow people have been seen, both in Waverley itself and in the grounds. One of these shadow people that is claimed to haunt the hospital is a man who hates any visitors. His presence is foreshadowed with a feeling that all of the happiness has been sucked out of the world. Disturbingly, he has no face and crawls around on all fours, more like an animal than a man. He is usually seen scuttling along the walls and ceilings of the 4th floor. He runs down the corridors towards visitors, and then runs up the wall to approach upside down. He then hangs from the ceiling above his intended victim, growling. Demonic entities are said to be drawn to places that have a lot of paranormal activity, so it could be that the creeper, as he is known, is feeding from the energy of the dead. One story tells how the creeper first appeared in order to protect a child that was undergoing painful therapy. Visitors who have felt the presence of the creeper are reported to have been so afraid that they have left the building immediately and never returned. The slamming of doors and unexplained footsteps have been heard when no one is there. The sounds of coughing and crying emanate from the walls. Hollow faces have been seen staring hopelessly out around corners and through the windows. Children are heard to sing nursery rhymes, and doctors in white coats seem to just walk through walls. It seems that all of the human suffering and death that has been experienced over the years has made Waverley Hills Sanatorium a hotspot for supernatural phenomenon. The infamous Waverley Hills Sanatorium still stands today
Where's
in
the proof?
Pleasure Ridge Park. It's now privately owned, and the more adventurous can book ghost tours there. As a consequence of all the pain and death suffered at Waverley, is it any wonder that it's advertised as one of the most haunted locations on Earth? So that's 5 terrifying facts and horror stories surrounding the Waverley Hills Sanatorium, which has been voted the #1 most haunted hospital in the United States.
I'm totally down for checking that place out.
Yeah, I am too, but they're making all these claims like, oh, this crazy demon guy runs across the walls and on the ceiling, growls at you. Where's the proof? I want to. I mean, like, somebody had to have gotten some kind of evidence of that. No,
I don't know.
You
If
would
if it
think.
happens a lot, then yeah, but
you hear coughing and doors slamming. Okay, where's the evidence of that?
post it.
I
Yeah.
say these people who bought it this last time is making probably some big bucks just doing tours.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I think it's like $1,000 to do it overnight.
A lot of money for
That's a lot of money.
investigating.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Wonder
we'll
if you get more than an hour and a half.
see.
I
In 10 minutes.
see what you did there.
Still slightly salty.
Lavinia Fisher, Charleston. Lavinia Fisher was born in 1793
Look at
in
that jumper
Charleston,
on her.
South
Good
Carolina.
Lord.
She grew up to be a charming woman and went on to marry John Fisher. The couple
Jeez.
ran an inn just outside of Charleston, known as the 6 Mile House. The inn was popular with traders who stayed there overnight, either on their way to trading goods or on their way
bet it
back
was
home from
popular.
business trips. Many of them would be carrying large amounts of cash. The inn was also a favourite refuge for gangsters and highwaymen, and the place
Both
became a
y'all
breeding ground for crime.
Can't help it.
The Fishers were aware of this
Both were
and worked
yawning.
with the gangsters to
The
cheat
storm.
trade guests out of their money during poker games. However, John and Lavinia were greedy, and the paltry amounts being made from poker games was not enough to satisfy them. So they devised another elaborate plan to profit from the fortune of their unsuspecting guests. Lavinia started using her beauty and charm to lure male visitors into staying at the inn, where she would lavish them with attention and good food, all washed down with a cup of her special tea. Tea that was laced with oleander, a toxic shrub that induced sleepiness and even death.
So Bill
Once her
Cosby, like,
guests were either sleeping soundly or dead,
Bill
John
Cosby.
would rob them of their
yeah,
riches.
she was
The
taking on a
unfortunate
Bill Cosby
guests
role.
that did wake up were stabbed to death, dismembered, and their remains slung in the cellar. It was also rumoured that trapdoors
She
were
was selling
installed into the
pudding pops?
floors under the guests'
Oh yeah,
beds.
yeah.
So when guests retired to bed, the door would drop, plunging them to their deaths in the cellar below, allowing John to pillage their cash and valuables. This went on for years, until suspicions were aroused as more and more men disappeared, and locals began to realise the victims had a common factor. Their last known whereabouts was at 6 Mile House. In February 1819, a local group gathered and visited the 6 Mile House to inquire about the gang activities that were going on there.
That's a lot of goldfish.
When they left, they were satisfied that they had succeeded in eliminating
I
the
didn't even
rough
see goldfish, I
clientele
wasn't even
the
paying
Fishers
attention.
were welcoming into their inn.
Neither did I.
They travelled back to town, leaving one of their members, a man called David Ross, to monitor the situation. The next morning, David became a victim when 2 highwaymen ambushed him. As he was being attacked, he saw a familiar face of Lavinia Fisher and was hopeful she would intervene and rescue him. However, it soon became apparent they were acting on her instruction. Her actions shocked and surprised him, and instead of help he initially expected, Lavinia choked him before smashing a window pane with his head.
There's a lot of
Luckily, he managed
exposition
to
in this
escape
one, huh?
and returned to Charleston to share the story of what happened. Just a few hours later, a trader named John Pebbles arrived at the
Cheers.
inn looking for a room. Lavinia calmly explained that there was no vacancies, but she invited him in for a break from his travels and offered him tea. Pebbles despised tea, but courteously accepted the cup before discreetly pouring the toxic blend into a plant pot. The Fishers couldn't understand why Pebbles was still awake, so they switched tactics and told him a room had unexpectedly become vacant and invited him to stay. Pebbles accepted the offer but felt uneasy, and his instincts prompted him to sleep in the room's chair that night. As he slept, he was awoken by a loud crash. When he opened his eyes, he could see the bed intended for his night of sleep had disappeared into the floor. He fled quickly through the window, not looking back until he had arrived on horseback in Charleston, where he told law enforcement about the terrifying occurrence. Pebbles provided a detailed statement that showed similarities in the violence that David Ross had experienced, These accounts were enough to prompt law enforcement to arrest Lavinia and John Fisher, as well as their 2 accomplices. The inn was raided by investigators, and the possessions of the disappeared visitors were uncovered, along with Lavinia's sleeping potion and the trapdoors. It's unclear whether any human remains were found, but some accounts say 2 bodies were discovered, although it's widely believed that all the missing guests had wound up dead. Lavinia and John Fisher protested their innocence, but at trial they were both found guilty on multiple highway robbery charges. At the time, this was a capital offence and punishable by hanging. In January 1820, the court rejected the couple's appeal, and their execution was scheduled for later in the month, to allow the couple time to make peace with God. The Reverend Richard Furman was tasked with saving the couple's souls. John pleaded with the Reverend to help him rid his spirit of evil. Lavinia, however, avoided any effort to redeem herself of her heinous crimes. On February 18, 1820, the couple were led on their final walk to the gallows. John carried his newly found peace and spirituality and asked the Reverend to read a letter he had written to the baying crowd. In it he persisted to say that he was completely innocent of any crime and claimed that he was a victim of the broken judicial system. He also desperately pleaded with the Crown for forgiveness. In contrast, Lavinia refused to go quietly to her death and was desperate for a last-minute pardon. She made quite a show and had to be forcefully carried to the gallows. She also insisted on wearing her wedding dress. Lavinia was dragged shouting and screaming to the gallows, and instead of asking for forgiveness, she blamed the local socialites for her conviction. Her rowdy behaviour made it difficult for the executioners to properly tighten the noose around her neck, and in one final act of defiance, Lavinia leapt from the platform and hung lifelessly over the crowd of onlookers, but not before she shouted her last bold words. "If you have a message you want to send to hell, give it to me, I'll carry it." The wicked smile of Lavinia's face as her soul left her body left witnesses traumatized for years to come, and it seems she was not about to let anyone forget her fate, as her restless soul has haunted the old Charleston ever since. Many have reported seeing her unrepentant, anguished face wandering around the area, and her reputation as the first female serial killer in the United States is kept alive in the town of Charleston, with nods and historical relics of her crimes. It's still debated whether she was
Oh my
just a
god,
petty
this story
thief,
will not end.
or she truly was a woman who killed multiple guests at the 6 Mile House. But whatever the truth is, it seems Lavinia Fisher does not want people to forget her.
Okay. But they were, was that all those different pictures the same woman?
I-
Or were there 2
I doubt
females?
it. I don't think so. I think this is all just story. That was all just story. And they're like, yeah, many people have claimed, okay, show me the claims. I want to see the claims. I don't want to listen to a British guy reading a story.
It seemed like they were all the same when I was watching it, but I don't know if it is or not.
I thought there was at least 2 different females, but I think it was definitely the one. I don't know. All right.
We can look at video clips or
What video clips? This?
well, I don't want to go through another 20-minute story about something I really don't care about.
Something for you.
What is that?
Light up the dark.
Oh.
Hello my friends, and welcome back to the channel. You're watching Project Dark Knight Horror, and I am your host, The Dark Knight. Today, we're going to be
I
focusing
believe
on
that's
ghosts,
copywritten, buddy.
poltergeists, and demons. We're going to take a deep dive into the world of the paranormal. So stick the kettle on, make a cup of tea, and let me show you the truth.
I'm not drinking tea after that last one.
It's that time again.
Oh, go and put
So
your kettle
close the
on.
door, shut the curtains, and turn off the lights, and go full screen as you get ready to watch
Do you take sugar? No Turkish. I'm sweet.
Paranormal videos that make you 100% believe in demons. Paranormal Blueprint. For my first case today, we're going to check out a TikTok account that goes by the name of Chits McGee and is owned and run by a guy called Joseph. Joseph joined TikTok in 2017 and started posting the usual funny clips and skits that we usually see from new accounts on TikTok. But then 2 years later, in August, something changed. Joseph posted his first paranormal TikTok that quickly went viral. I named this chapter Paranormal Blueprint because I'm going to explain to you that hauntings and the paranormal always follow a routine, like a blueprint. I've seen this many times, and this account is no different. Before this all started, Joseph was a happy-go-lucky guy who was passionate about his country, joked about himself, and didn't take things too seriously. But then one day, all of that changed when he was followed home by a ghost. As it took up residence in his home, the weeks and months that followed had a drastic impact on Joseph. His mood changed, and so did his appearance. Our interest slowly grew into an obsession, and as the sleepless nights followed, Joseph became another statistic in a long line of people who communicate with entities and live to regret it. Watch.
That guy better marry his girl because he's only got about a year left on that hair.
Coming from this bathroom. And so I'm going to set up this camera to record and see if we catch anything. I've never caught anything on camera before, so I'm hoping that this might be the first time, but kind of sounds like scratches.
So as Joseph turns off the bathroom light, if you look carefully from the right hand side, something peeks out for a second and looks straight at the camera. Now this can be quite unbelievable to some people, but trust me when I say this happens more than you would think. So because of the paranormal posts, Joseph's account has got more views than ever before. So he started communicating with the entity, which we all know is a big no-no. Communicating establishes acknowledgement, and acknowledgement gives them power over you. It's that simple. Now you're going to see a change from a curious entity that peeks and stays far away to a full-blown entity that walks around the house slamming and banging doors. And this all came from acknowledging the entity. Watch.
All right, guys, so you wanted an update. So here is the shower. That's where the cat goes to the bathroom, so nobody's in there. Nobody's in the bathroom. Nothing's behind the door. All right, we're turning the light off because it doesn't like the light. Here's my fiance.
I don't want to be on camera.
Okay.
I don't want to be on camera. I don't think we should be engaging it.
It's fine. It hasn't done anything. It's not really being too like creepy or anything. It just does. So we've been playing peekaboo. Peekaboo.
So even Joseph's fiance thought it was a bad idea to engage with the entity, but Joseph didn't listen, and he continued to engage and communicate with it. He would even turn off the lights to make it more comfortable for the entity that he named Peekaboo. But as time went by, Joseph started to realize that he messed up. The novelty was quickly wearing off, and Joseph could sense that menace was in the air.
Okay, guys. I think I fucked up a little bit. Do you hear that? What the fuck Cat's right here. She doesn't seem to be worried about it.
So in case you didn't get it from watching that, all of the communication and engagement has given the entity power over Joseph, and now it started slamming and banging on walls. There's been a blatant shift in power, and there is fear all over Joseph's face. The moral of the story is never communicate or acknowledge ghosts, poltergeists or demons, unless this is what you want.
We're in the bathroom again. Nobody's in here. It's just me. Alice is in the bedroom. I'm in the living room watching some TV. Some more stuff's been happening, okay? So we are going to put the camera in the bathroom. I got a little night light. We're going to keep on in here. And we're going to see what's going on.
Hey, your favorite thing when they don't show the bottom of the door?
That's so annoying.
Yeah. I do not have enough cameras to do multi-angles.
That looked like somebody was there.
You mean two? You don't have two cameras?
Where show somebody was where?
Behind that door. It looks like somebody's got a standing there. Their hand holding a black camera or something. Is that him out there? Watch. Look like a hand holding a black camera.
I see what you're saying. Let me find it.
Right
Yep, there's a hand.
there.
That,
Doesn't that look like a hand? I mean, is he recording from that end?
Quickly, it kind of looks like a hand, but I don't
Then
think,
it could be
I
a
don't
hall.
think it is. I
It
think
could
it's
be
the
part
hall
of
floor.
the living room. Okay. It's part of the living area.
It's pretty
Yeah.
funny. On
For a minute, it looked like a hand holding something.
it did. If somebody was standing outside holding the camera.
Okay.
I don't get what your guys' pareidolia is tricking you into seeing.
That
This right
somebody
here?
was standing on the
Like,
other
this
side
is
of
a
the
hand.
door.
Like this is a hand,
Oh,
and that's a camera shining either into the room or something.
Doing
Oh.
it just normal speed, it looked like that because I
No.
didn't get a chance to
Yeah,
check
so,
it
like,
out.
The door opens.
Okay.
And it looks like a
Okay.
hand.
It's actually at first, and then, but once you study it,
The
I hate how that
entity is
guy's
now
beard
making its
wafts.
presence known
It wafts
by slamming doors and
in the
banging
middle.
on walls all
I don't like
night
it.
long. Because of this, Joseph hasn't been sleeping, and it's having a knock-on effect from his appearance to work in relationships. So he decides to take some advice from his viewers and confronts the entity and tells it to leave his
He's so
home.
stressed out his hair's falling out.
But it didn't go well. Watch.
All right. I appreciate all the well wishes. I haven't been getting great sleep lately. I don't know if it's because of this, but I'm going to take your advice. It's been slamming the doors again this morning. I'm just going to tell it to get the fuck out of here. Okay? All right, this is it. You are not welcome here. You need to leave. We are done with your bullshit. We are not going to take it anymore, okay? You need to get the fuck out. No. This is fucking bullshit.
Something growls at Joseph from his bathroom that sounds very evil. I don't know if he heard it at the
Or
time,
like a
but
lion.
I couldn't find any discrepancies when I put it through an audio program, so as far as the growl goes, I think it checks out. Another detail you should remember about the paranormal is the activity starts and stops sporadically with every case I've researched, and it always comes back stronger. You would have thought that after all of this activity, Joseph would have learned something and realized that communicating with the entity is bad news. But the call of social media proves too tempting to ignore. So Joseph decides on a really bad course of action. Watch.
Alright, sorry, I've been gone for a couple of days. Don't worry guys, everything's okay. The activity has picked back up a little bit, but it's not too bad. We took kind of a couple of days off of TikTok just to kind of breathe for a minute and kind of let everything kind of settle down, soak in. About to have a video reach 1 million views, which is crazy. So thank you for that. I appreciate everybody's suggestions on what we should be doing. I've talked to a couple people, and I'm actually going to be engaging with it. I know, probably not a great idea, but we're going to be responsible. And I got some help. So we're going to be doing a necrophonic session, a spirit box session in the next couple days, and some new videos should be coming up pretty soon, okay? Bye. Okay, let's get started. Is anybody here? What's your name? Are you here to hurt us? Are you mad that I insulted you the other day?
So Joseph made 3 or 4 videos of himself using the spirit box to communicate with the entity. I didn't include these videos because of time, and I think it would be better for you to listen to them properly by visiting his channel. But needless to say that using the spirit box didn't make things any better. In fact, things got more sinister.
Okay, I don't know if you can hear this. I'm gonna try to be really quiet. I'm being really quiet. Is somebody in there?
What happens next is another level of scary. After using necrophonic to communicate with the entity, according to Joseph, the whole house became cold. So cold, in fact, that his teeth began to tremble. He could feel a presence with him, and just when he thought it couldn't get any worse, from down the hall in the darkness of the bathroom, voices could be heard loud and clear. It didn't sound like 2 people talking to each other. It sounded like it was talking to Joseph directly.
Loud and clear.
As Joseph drew nearer to the voices, he could feel that something was in the bathroom. But when he turned on the lights, everything stopped.
The same video, isn't it?
Shortly after this, Joseph decided to get his home
Did he have a
cleansed,
squatty
so he
potty?
called in a specialist, but
Okay,
it
now I
didn't
got
work.
It's weird.
He's got poop with his knees up, man. That's apparently the healthy way to do it. Oh yeah.
Shortly after this, Joseph decided to get his home cleansed, so he called in a specialist, but it didn't work, and things got worse.
Okay, so my friend came again and she did another ritual on smudging. She said that the original spirits that she got rid of the first time were gone, but something else had taken their place. And it was not in the bathroom. It was standing in the corner of our bedroom. It has gotten interesting, to say the least. We're now hearing footsteps in the hallway, walking past our door. At odd hours the other morning, the power went out, and I was hearing the footsteps. I was trying to make a video for you guys, and I captured this. The power is out. There's no power, but there's power in the other apartments. It's just mine. So I don't really understand why. Maybe I just go to the breaker box. Oh, the breaker. So I don't really understand.
One day, the
Homeboy
power went
standing
out
in the-
in Joseph's home. He started to hear footsteps, so he started to record. As he made his way towards the breaker box, unknown to Joseph, the entity was watching him.
Alright, I guess I should make an update. We have taken the advice of thousands of comments, and we are no longer engaging it at all. Since we've stopped acknowledging it, things have gotten very quiet and peaceful here, and it's actually not too bad. And you guys remember my friend that came? This is a seal of Solomon that she gave me to help protect and ward off anything that was evil. It's helped too. Since I've gotten this, things have gotten quieter. So
She bought
I
it
just
for
ask that you
$15
be
on
happy
Amazon.
for me, that I have some peace.
So clearly it works.
At
$15
last,
on Amazon.
some common sense in a mad world. So, as you just heard, eventually Joseph stopped communicating with the entity and ceased all acknowledgement too. With the combined effort of
Know
Joseph
your
and the cleansing his
faces.
friend was doing, the paranormal activity started to subside. Not all cases end so easily and abruptly. Some cases take months, even years to stop, and every case is different. I couldn't feature all of Joseph's videos, so if you want to watch his paranormal journey from the beginning, the name is on screen. When you message him in the comments, tell him the Dark Knight sent you.
I'll tell you exactly how he got the activity to stop. You want to know?
Yeah.
He looked at his TikTok views and he wasn't getting as many for the paranormal stuff, so he stopped.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I wish I would love to have that kind of stuff follow me around for real. It would at least, I guess, disprove my belief, for lack of belief.
I mean, it doesn't even have to follow me around, but I'd like to go to a place that had stuff like that happening. I wouldn't want anything in my bathroom because I poop there.
I'd be all right with it. At least it'd be proof.
True.
Just a little bit of proof is all I ask.
A little bit of proof and some of that internet clout.
Little bit, little bit.
Oh,
And what was that?
That was the ghost following me around now.
yeah. You asked for it and they shall deliver. Oh, I
Ow,
thought
ow,
I thought I saw a
ow.
Mindseed TV video. I was like, that's 16. That's almost 17 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, but all the problem I have with all this stuff, and I know the Dark Knight wants to get his stuff in, and he wants to do his thing. I think the video will speak for itself, dude. You don't need to interject. He'll tell me the whole story about what's about to happen while showing me what's about to happen before he shows me what's about to happen. And it's a little much, man. Whoa.
Whoa.
So how many views did he get?
Whoa. He got 113,000 since March.
which it's still March.
Wow.
4 days ago.
Wow.
Well, he's got 146,000 subscribers. That is a really good ratio.
Yes, it is. It's probably
Good for
probably
you.
went viral or something.
Well, it was in my whatever it's called.
Was it?
Well, hold on. Look at that one. Look at that one. That one's 5 months ago, 614,000. 2 months ago, 195,000. Like, I mean, dude's got some views.
Whatever he's doing is growing quickly.
Oh crap! Maybe we should heavily narrate all our videos.
All right, let's do that.
Now, but is he taking other people's videos like this and posting them? I've never heard of this
Yes.
guy. That's why.
Are
Okay.
you comfortable?
Yeah, I had to get comfortable. I'm better than what I was.
Nice.
I was killing my back.
YouTube comments. Got to be careful going
You
down
you guys are good, right? That I'm comfortable.
there. Yeah, I need
No.
a chair like that to get comfortable
You have to
in.
be super uncomfortable. You need to sit on a wooden stool. No back.
Nope. And you're lucky I haven't put out the recliner part of it yet. I was gonna do that.
It's gonna knock over your little table.
Now I turn like this and
Um.
let her happen.
So I take it. Ashley's didn't get called again.
No, you got called.
Yes,
Said
it
to
is.
call back.
Yeah, and we were supposed to call back.
I don't know when to call back, so I'm gonna say probably did not happen today.
Most likely. I don't wanna talk about it anymore.
Don't want to talk about it.
I mean,
Well,
were we supposed to come back again today, or was it supposed to be tomorrow?
yes, we were supposed to call back again today.
Even though she wasn't there at 11:30.
Yeah, they said call back tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
No,
He
today.
called at 11. No, he called today, and he was told
Oh,
the
oh,
person
okay,
he
okay,
wanted to
okay.
talk to
Yeah,
was
well, it was a
not
long
there.
day. It was a long day. Okay.
Okay, just making sure you know that it was.
So yeah,
the
we need to
call
call
was
back
made.
tomorrow. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not here. Call back.
Yep.
Well,
So
at least that's
okay,
better than
so this-
driving all the way down there.
yeah, we'll be keep calling even when we get set up. Well, excuse me. We'll call the day of. We'll call an hour before.
On the way. When we pull into the driveway. Go use the bathroom. Call from the bathroom.
Okay. A little extreme, but okay.
And when we're done, we'll give them a call again.
Yep. Because you're supposed to be there.
I'm supposed to be there.
Mm.
Well, in all fairness, I was supposed to be there.
Supposed to be there. Yeah, it's unfortunate today. I only have one meme to go out on.
Oh, I guess you're trying to go out on it then, huh?
Well, what time is it? 9:32.
We started streaming 69 minutes ago.
Nice.
God, stop.
Nice. Nice.
Oh.
Oh, this one's appropriately named.
What's that?
Nice. The live stream.
What's it named?
The name for the live streams.
It normally isn't.
Oh,
Yes,
Actually
I
got
did
the
that
wrong
on
date
live.
on it.
does it have the wrong date? Yes, it does. I didn't do it.
Let's fix that.
Dude,
Nobody
don't-
saw that.
I saw that.
Fixed. What do you
I
mean?
saw nothing.
Now, if I refresh, it's not going to be 69 minutes anymore. That's 70 minutes.
Oh, I'm tired, y'all.
Whoa.
Whoa.
What?
All right. So the the meme to go out on. It's a stupid meme, but it's pretty funny. I thought it was pretty funny.
It's going to be
meme.
stupid.
It's gonna be really.
Stupid meme.
It's really stupid, but
It's stupid meme.
I'm psyching you up for it. And
Stupid meme. Bring on the stupid meme. If your orb looks like this, it might actually be paranormal.
Yep, that was stupid.
Oh my goodness.
that's for all the orb lovers.
Did you show that video last time
What video?
of the orb around their gate?
Yes,
No,
we never did my orb
I didn't. And
or my opening and closing doors.
I don't have them videos.
I sent them. We'll have to do it next week
All
then.
right. Well, I'll set it up and I'll make sure that we go over it next week.
Yeah, I'll resend them because they're not on this laptop. They're on my desktop.
All right. I'll get them set up and we'll look over them next week.
I mean, they're very short, but I find the orb. I know that it's dust crap, but if you look at it,
It
it's
doesn't look
very
like this.
interesting.
It did not look like a.
No, it did not. It did not look like that.
And the only way it's paranormal is if it looks like that.
But my orb was on a quest to get to from point A to point B. That's all I'm saying. All right.
Why would a ghost walk through a fence? It doesn't make sense. And it's not
Not
like
through it.
it's not like
Around it. It went around it.
We're gonna debunk this thing to death next week.
Okay then. All right. We will do this.
Slimer.
We will do it.
Slimer.
Slimer's cool. All right, guys. Wrapping it up with
Wrapping it up with Slimer.
Slimer. Too bad you can't bust out some Ghostbuster music, but without getting in trouble.
Copy stricken.
Yeah, they'll hammer us for that.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Till next week.
Yeah.
Like,
Comment.
comment, subscribe. Should have
Subscribe.
said that first.
If
we'll
and you
see.
could.
Yes, please.
See some
All
herbs.
right. What?
Send pictures of the herbs.
Oh, I thought you said herbs.
Herbs. Not orbs. Herbs.
Yep. All right.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Later, guys.